donate $10 and travel, do a whole segment with like baked beans in his pants or something.
No, I'm not doing that.
That would be easy money.
For $10?
Easy money.
It better be $10 a month for a year.
You just got to sit there with baked beans in your pants. You don't have to do anything.
I got to have baked beans in my pants, fool.
Them baked beanie weenies. Oh, good.
You know, most of the time when I fart, I've got baked beans in my pants anyways.
Jesus. You want to jump into one, or you want me to, and we'll just go from there?
Do it.
What's up, you cucks? Welcome back to...
I told him he could do it. He's never doing it again.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I'm Foodie Mike. See this, Trab.
Hey, and
Welcome
he cusses a lot. You haven't seen that yet, but you might. This is Cartridge Quest.
We did it.
We are back. And...
got some fresh baked, brand new nonsense, and it's going to be amazing. We got more nerd news, which I know you guys are super excited for.
That was the most requested segment last week. People were like, they love nerd news. I got so many. Yes.
Yeah, super popular. We're gonna have some awesome stuff. We're gonna talk about some games, our cartridge obsessions, things that we are loving still from the past, whether it's food, whether it's bands, and we're also going to talk about a movie sometime soon that I absolutely love, and it was so damn funny. It is not very politically correct or cool for kids.
Yeah,
but
we're going to talk about it, though.
It's so damn funny. But yeah, I don't know if we're going to talk about it today or if it's next time.
We still have to watch it. We'll just move that up. Let's talk about that real quick.
Fine, we'll just get into it.
We'll get into that. So we're gonna do these things, and we're gonna actually ask you guys to give us these things, right? So we want to hear from you. But this month's monthly quest is we are gonna watch Grandma's Boy.
So good.
From 2006. We're gonna figure out, was it a flop?
My God.
Is it an instant classic? Like, what is this movie? But the way that this ties into what we're doing is dude was a video game tester.
Yeah.
And what's he move into his grandma's house, and then it just hilarity ensues?
Dude was kind of the deal? He's incredible. There's an amazing cast, and there's just so many quotable moments in there that Nick Swardson, like a younger
Sorensen. Sorensen. Okay, you're just saying it faster.
Anyways, he's in there, and he is so damn funny. So funny, man. He's just kills everything that he does. But my brothers actually got to meet this guy.
Really?
He went to like Iraq or something to, entertain the troops, and he said they got to like hang out with him after he did a little comedy show, and he's exactly the same off stage as he is on stage.
That's funny. That's the best about some celebrities that are the same, like, and not just total douches.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Like, some of those, like, and maybe they have the right to be a douche. I don't know. And they have a lot of people clamoring after him and whatever. But if you can be the same on stage as you are off stage, like, if you're funny, you're funny.
I will say that's kind of the same thing I got from Bobby Flay. I have a lot of people, when they find out I was on Food Network and stuff, they're like, well, how's Bobby? And I'm like, to be honest with you, I was kind of nervous to meet him, kind of seems like he could be pretentious and stuff. And he is a huge deal, but he is incredibly cool, super down to earth, really nice guy. So I was super relieved to know that Bobby Flay is not an idiot.
Yeah, that's cool. Next month's quest, we're going to ask your guys' help. So let us know what you want us to do. Watch a movie, play a game, put beans in our pants. Like, just tell us what you want us to do.
$5 on Patreon. Yeah. $5 on Patreon. Travel put beans in his pants.
It was 10 in the pre-show. Now it's 5.
$5.95. Travel put beans in his pants. Patreon now. I'm going to link it.
Keep going. $5.95 is not enough for beans in my pants.
I think it is. What if you get 100 people to do it?
Okay. Now we're talking.
$5.96. Travel put beans in his pants.
You are not a good salesman.
You said to go up.
You said, oh, that is one up.
Shoot. He's not good at math.
I don't math well.
Or spell.
or podcast.
Let's do some nerd news.
Yeah, let's get into some nerd news. We're going all the way back to 1997.
That's good.
Okay, 1997. Corel. Do you remember Corel?
Steve Carell?
No, that's I don't know. No, Corel began shipping WordPerfect suite for DOS.
Mm.
It includes WordPerfect 6.2, Quattro Pro 5.6, and present. So Quattro was like Excel. WordPerfect is like Word today, and Presentations 2.1 shipped in 1997.
Damn.
Yeah. Guess how much that cost in 97?
6 pizzas.
Oh, we're going back to pizzas. No, a lot
Turns out a
more.
pizza is $5.
Yeah, $5 from last time. It was $5 in 2003. So 1997, it was probably still $5 because I feel like pizza today is $5. How does the cost of pizza never go up?
I don't know.
Everything else is more expensive.
I feel like you have to order like their set pizza to get the $5 pizza. Otherwise, it's like $25.
Right, agreed. It was $495. And so, like, as of early 2025, Microsoft 365, because that's the comparable thing, right? So that you're talking about Word and Office and all those things. Microsoft 365, the personal subscription is $10 a month, or $100 a year. So you can't really, like, back then you bought a piece of software and you just kept it like it was yours.
I like that though. Like I loved back in the day that it's like, okay, you want Photoshop, get Photoshop, and now you have it.
But then they come out with a new one in 2 years, and now you have the old crappy one, and you have to go spend $600 again.
I mean, that's true, but I feel like you had like an upgrade version. Like, oh, if you have it prior,
For
then
cheaper?
it's $50 or
Yeah,
something.
for sure.
You know?
Yeah, there was
But-
definitely upgrade versions.
Now it's like, as a graphic designer, it's like anytime I want to do anything, it's like, okay, well, you
Whoa,
pay
what?
$20 for
When did
this
that
one,
happen?
or $10 for this one, or you know, and it's like, Jesus Christ, you guys are just gonna just rail me for every little
When did you get that title?
what?
Graphic designer.
Since I got the degree in art school, you piece of shit.
What? You better have this.
I-
This needs to be on your wall back there. If you have a degree,
I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna fucking put it right here because I literally have a graphic
no,
arts
you
degree.
don't.
Holy
You're
shit.
so full of it.
Okay.
Graphic designer.
What a terrible friend.
What in
You
the
don't
heck?
know shit about me.
Anyway,
I'm gonna say
software.
something about being Mexican. You're gonna be like, wait, what?
No, thought you were white this whole time. Yeah. So yes, you don't. But that's the thing with new software. Like, you don't have to worry about upgrades. It just happens in the background because it's all happening in the cloud, right? And so back then, like, your crap broke, you'd uninstall it, reinstall it, whatever. So anyway, all right, let's go to 2000. San Francisco, California. Windows 2000 operating system. Here we go. The upgrade price from like Windows 95, Windows 98 was $189, and from Windows NT it was $129. So they really wanted you to move from those old operating systems. Do you know what the operating system was that came after Windows 2000?
XP?
Boom. Yes.
Whoa.
Got it.
Whoa.
So yeah, do you know how much Windows costs now?
I don't know because I'm a Mac guy. Suck
This
it.
one is almost on par with your pizza because it's free.
Wow.
Yeah, you don't have to pay for it anymore.
How'd they do that?
I don't know, because Mac does it. And
Mac's
so
pretty
they're
good.
like, just use our stuff, and that
Yeah.
helps us, right? Instead
Yeah.
of charging us a lot of
I've
money.
always wondered that. It's like, why do you charge so much for this shit, but you want people to use it? It's like, then just let us use it then.
Yeah, they do now.
Yeah. And now, like, thank God for people like Google, because now they're like, hey, if you don't have Word, use Google Docs. And it's like,
It's
That's
free.
perfect. Yeah,
Yes.
I will do that. Google,
Yeah.
thank you.
Microsoft does that too. You don't have to have a subscription to use Word anymore online. So they just
man.
copy everybody.
Yeah, they do.
All right, we're going to go way back for
Okay.
this one. Way back, like the year we were born,
Oh, God.
1985.
Mm-hmm.
The U.S. president then was
Jimmy Reagan.
Close. Ronald Reagan.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Well, good old Ronnie. He awarded Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak jointly the National Medal of Technology for their achievements at what company?
Apple.
Oh, it is Apple. You got lucky.
I got it. Steve Jobs. I know Steve
You
Jobs.
knew Steve Jobs. That's why. If I would have just told you it was Wozniak, would you have known?
I had no idea.
No idea.
No
You haven't
idea.
watched Big Bang Theory, have you?
No.
Oh, dude, you
Ew.
should watch that.
Gross.
What? You're gonna have people leaving the stream.
Gross. Ew.
You just cross the streams. All right, let's get into some game news. 1999, Sony Computer Entertainment America releases Siphon Filter for the PlayStation. Did you play this?
It sounds familiar, but I don't know that I did.
Dude, this was like the original third-person shooter, like spy game. Like if you've played, why am I blanking on it? You got a cloak on, and it's the new game. You got it like
Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed. Yes, it's like that, but the very first one. There was this deal in that where you had to break into buildings, and they had this lock pick where it would like zoom into the lock, and you had to like pick the lock. Dude, it was so fun and so freaking hard. Like, yeah, it was crazy. It was fun. So Siphon Filter, 1999, released this week in 1999. 2004, James Bond, 007, Everything or Nothing video game for GameCube, PlayStation 2, Xbox.
If it's not GoldenEye, it doesn't matter.
Exactly. But what I wanted to talk about was Grand Theft Auto 3.
Yep.
Because we still reference this today when we're playing games.
Randomly, yeah.
Just all the time, just randomly. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, the Bikel incident.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like we were playing video games up in this guy's bedroom, his childhood bedroom in an attic of a house.
I assume like super early in the morning.
It was
like
late. It was late at night.
Yeah.
It was late.
Yeah.
This may be the same night that we heard the ghost.
Demon. Yeah. We'll definitely get into the whole haunted house thing at some point. But
maybe in October. How about that?
Yeah.
Little themed episode.
Kind
of like the old sitcoms used to do.
We were running on probably a ton of caffeine and sugar and no sleep, and
yeah.
I went to yell motorcycle and I went to yell
he found a motorcycle in the game that he was going to hop on and drive, because that's what you do in Grand Theft Auto. You steal stuff and drive it real fast. And he just yells out,
Bikel.
Like, what the frick is a Bikel, dude?
Trav lost his mind, and ever since then,
I laughed so hard. And it wasn't like, it's funny. Don't get me wrong. That's a funny thing to say.
But it's a lot funnier at like 3 or 4 in the morning.
When you're super tired and running on Pepsis and Doritos. It was so funny. And so we'll say that now when we hop on a bike in Fortnite or something. We'll just yell Bikel, and it just makes us both laugh.
You've been doing some other nerd stuff, though.
I have.
You've been looking into.
Yeah. So was it last week, maybe the week before, I talked about the Retro Pi. And guess what? I built one this week.
Went and got one.
I did. I didn't even go get it. I built it from scratch.
How you did that?
Because I know how to do that.
Oh, okay.
So Retro Pi, I got a Raspberry Pi 5. I put Raspberry Pi OS on it, and then we put Retro Pi on it, and then I loaded a bunch of ROMs. Do that if at your own risk.
I was gonna say, might cut some of this out because it might be illegal, but
it's not. You just, as long as you don't tell people where you got them from, you're good.
Okay.
Because it's fine. So, but got the top 100 games for the NES, the Super NES, and the Nintendo 64.
Okay.
And just fell like this week. I work a regular job, 8 to 5 during the week. I fell hard this week into NBA Jam on the SNES. I was up till 1:30 in the morning playing this game. Wednesday night,
like against other people, or just like against the computer, or
against the computer. Yeah, I was just like, it took me back, dude.
Were you like Bill Clinton, like dunking on people?
No, I didn't put in any codes, but back then I was such a Supersonics fan. Like, I love the Seattle Supersonics. And
Mhm.
when I played this game when I was a kid, I was always Sean Kemp and Detlef Schrempf.
But you'd never turn into an Oklahoma City fan?
Mm-mm.
Weird.
I know it was. Maybe I was just mad that they moved, or I don't
Yeah.
know. Actually, when they moved out of Seattle, I was never a huge fan of like I didn't watch the NBA, but when I played NBA Jam, I was always Sean Kemp and Detlef Schrempf.
Okay.
And then when they moved, I was like, I'm a Dallas fan just of everything else, so I might as well like the Mavs. But anyway, SNES NBA Jam. This game took me way back. I played it. I can't even remember, like so many times. And then when it came out in the arcade, it was actually in the arcade first, so I shouldn't say when it came out in the arcade, but when I was old enough to be in the arcade because my parents bowled and we did all that kind of stuff,
Mhm.
and me and my friends were just there on Sunday nights, like that's what we did. Cruising USA,
Yeah.
NBA Jam, like those were the games that we played, and so NBA Jam, like you said, I remember being able to unlock like Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, all the mascots, you know. The big one from that game was the He's on Fire thing. Like,
Yep.
dude, that's iconic. Like, everybody knows
I
that.
literally was just watching Suits yesterday, and the IT guy said "Boom Shakalaka," and I was
Oh
like,
yeah, that started with NBA Jam. Like, that's the
Yeah.
first time anybody ever said "Boom Shakalaka,"
"Yeah,"
and
then
now
it
it's
just
said
took
all the
off.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this game was just crazy. So
It was great.
the creator was a Pistons fan. And so what that means is, I don't know if you know much about the NBA, but back when Jordan played back in these days, in the 90s, the Pistons and the Bulls were like rivals. And so this guy, and the Pistons always lost. And so this guy was petty. So he was a Pistons fan. And so anytime that the Pistons and the Bulls were playing, he programmed the game to miss a last second shot for the Bulls every time. Like which probably means you lost if you're the Bulls playing against
That's
the
pretty
Pistons.
messed up.
Yeah, and nobody knew that, and now that finally came out. It made $1 billion with a B dollars the first year in the arcade. Like, that's a lot of quarters.
That's wild.
So this
Dang.
game, people loved it in the arcade.
But I mean, it held up though. You know what I mean? Like you could pick it up, years
I
later. Yeah,
stayed
that's
up
what I'm
till
saying.
1:30 in the morning
Yeah.
playing this game because it's so fun.
Especially when you get on a hot streak, you know what I mean? Like you're
Yeah.
on fire and you're just draining everything.
Yeah, you got red shoes all day. Like,
Yeah.
you're good. Like,
Yep.
you're gonna win. And that's the other thing. Like, they programmed this game to also like keep it competitive. So like you're gonna miss shots if you're way up, unless you're on fire. Because they wanted it to be competitive in the end. They wanted the scores to be close, which seems like cheating, but
It just makes for good gameplay.
I think so. So yeah.
I my biggest memory of that though, 100% is like finding the other characters, and like back then it's not like we were essentially like looking up, you know what I mean, on the internet, looking up codes for it. So it's like I don't even know how we even found this out. Like
I'm trying to think back. Like, I know there was video game magazines.
yeah.
Like,
So that had to have been it then,
Gamer
because
News, like, I don't even remember what they were called. Somebody in the chat, in the comments, might be able to tell us, but like, I know for sure. I remember riding my bike to Quick Trip, and they had that whole magazine rack at gas stations. And I remember looking at because we were poor, I wasn't going to get to buy them, but I'd go look through those magazines at Quick Trip, and to see what was happening in games back then. So I mean, I feel like that, and then. Like being at the arcade, just going to school, people just somehow knew stuff.
Yeah, it's
right.
weird.
And so we'd be at the arcade and somebody'd be like, I know the code to get XY, Bill Clinton, for instance. Right.
Yeah.
And so they'd put it in there and we're like, no way. Like it worked. So I don't know how kids.
I remember hearing it as like a rumor, and then someone saying like put Sax in as the code.
Right.
And I'm
Sax, and then a birthday or something. You got to put some numbers in after it.
And I did that, and then it was like,
oh
shit, that's Bill Clinton.
It
Like,
worked.
why is Bill Clinton on here? And then it's like, oh, there's Prince Charles. That's even more random. Like, it was cool playing with the mascots though. Like, I thought the mascots were fun to play with.
I feel like that one. I feel like that didn't happen until later, like a later version. Like it feels like it was like NBA Extreme or something when that came out.
I can't remember if it was the original or not.
But I don't think it was the
remember doing
SNES
that.
version. I feel like it was one of the arcade versions that came
I
out.
just remember it was fun, man. That was crazy.
The crappy part is like this game lasted a long time. They had a bunch of versions, and then there was a big battle like with Acclaim. Acclaim did it, like they're the ones that had, and I don't even know if Acclaim's still a company, but they made this game. And then Midway, I don't know if you remember that Midway logo with like the iguana. That was pretty cool. And so I think both of those companies are out of business, and they did something weird with the licensing for NBA, where NBA owned like all the rights to everything, and then they got screwed in the end. The game companies got screwed in the end because they couldn't make enough money, and so this game just kind of went away at some point. But
and then they got their NBA 2K and all that.
Yeah, exactly. And now it's not. I mean,
yeah, but then
those games are way more realistic. And this, I mean, I don't know. Like going back a little bit on that. Like, do you remember NFL Blitz?
Dude, I love Blitz.
Oh my
Blitz
gosh,
was so cool.
So fun. And that's how this game started. Like this game started like that whole genre.
Because I remember there's even a graveyard football game or what. Do you remember that one?
No.
It was wild, man. Like you'd like literally be killing each other on the, like you were these like monsters or whatever. And you're
Monsters of the Midway?
I don't know.
Why is that in my head? I don't think that's a real thing. That was Monsters of the Midway was a Pizza Hut ad where they turned all the NFL players into Frankenstein and stuff. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, I do vaguely. Now that you said that, I'm like, wait a minute.
Like I remember him being on screen and like being in like looking like Frankenstein and stuff like for Pizza Hut.
That's crazy.
What?
But yeah, this game, like I feel like they had like little weird secret things you could do, like where you could like throw the ball and it like would be a bomb. And so like the defensive guys would try to recover it and they'd explode and die, and then you like go and run and like just weird stuff like that.
Fumble on purpose?
Yeah, just to get them to pick it up and explode.
I don't remember that at all. We're gonna have to do a little bit of research on that
I'll
one.
Look into that one.
Yeah,
man, that was a crazy game to play.
And then what's Dynamite Heady?
Oh man, that's my Sega thing, my cartridge of choice. But I can't even explain it now. Like I'm gonna have to like pop up some graphics for you guys to look at right now. But it was basically this little like creature who like would like sling his head and to hit things and people, but there was also different variations of his head that would do different other things. It's really hard to explain. It's very hard to explain. So, but I just remember it was so much fun though, because I mean, there's a bunch of different things that you could do, and
like, is it a side scroller type deal like Mario?
If I remember right, yes. But I mean, it was a long time ago, and I just remember it was super fun. But I feel like everyone I've ever talked to about this game has been like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
No idea. I wasn't a Sega guy. I never had a Sega Genesis.
Yeah,
I had an NES, an SNES, and a Nintendo 64, and then a PlayStation. But I never had a Sega. I did have a Sega. I had a Dreamcast.
Yeah, there you go.
And that was fun. And we'll talk about. We may get into console stuff at some point, but yeah, I never had like a cartridge Sega.
Yeah, I honestly can't even remember a lot of what was on there, as far as games go. But I just remember that there were some solid games that I was like, man, this is a pretty good one.
Yeah, never even heard of it.
So you know what else we have?
What do we got?
A new segment.
A new seggy.
New segment called Airmail.
Airmail. Let's do it. Oh, got it. Let's see here. What do we have?
Show them what you got.
The world's most sour candy, the final boss. They sent us some mail. So we're going to open this bad boy up.
Yeah, I'm just going to say I think you're kind of in for it too, because this stuff gets sour.
Yeah, it's
I had the privilege of trying some, and it gets a little crazy. So big thank you to Final Boss for sending this for us.
Nice.
I don't know if you want to look at every single one of them, but essentially what I think they sent was the 9-pouch pack, and it has 3 flavors at 3 different levels. So you can start at like level 1, level 2, level 3, and obviously it gets harder the higher you go.
Okay. It's sour, but it's like
enjoyable.
Not like it didn't make me pucker.
Yeah.
I'm going to eat this whole thing.
Okay.
I'm not even lying.
Okay.
That's good. Yeah. I think this is the only way that I'm ever going to eat strawberries again. Final boss.
Or in the first place.
I want more of this one. It's not even it's just like it's You know.
I'm gonna add some
All right.
graphics to that.
Final boss, level 2. I don't know what he's over there laughing about.
I'm not gonna get that face out of my mind. Segment is just taking a turn.
Oh, it's not. It's chewier. Here's the thing. It tastes more like a strawberry than the other one did,
Okay.
but it is more sour. Still like it though.
Good. Does it get more sour the more you eat it, or is it like it just is what it is?
No, that first one of the level 2 was the most sour one.
Okay.
Now I'm kind of used to it.
Okay. So if you guys want to give it a shot and you actually are checking out the podcast, leave us a comment, send us a DM, something,
Yeah.
and we'll send you out a free
Absolutely.
sample. Let you try it out, and you can buy your own final boss once you
For sure.
give them a shot.
No, that was good. Final boss. Thanks, guys. That was
Pretty cool.
That was an adventure. That was a quest.
So I also like I remember back in the day, like you'd be playing Halo or something, you throw some music on and got your own little like kill sounds going on, I guess. But like I was big into like Norma Jean, Emery,
Heavy stuff.
stuff like that going on in the background. And just the other day I saw a clip of Norma Jean still on stage, shirts
Rocking.
off, just throwing guitars around, and it's like, man, these guys are like
They
our
do.
age, if not older.
They have
and
to be older than us.
I don't know how they're not throwing backs out and stuff, but man, they're still out here getting it. And then I see my boys in A Day to Remember just put out a new album. They have 2 new songs out right now, and they went ahead and put a CD and a vinyl out right now. But next month they'll be streaming the album, so you can get the whole thing early if you buy the physical copy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I
I
thought that
think
was
the
kind of a cool
vinyl
idea.
thing coming back is awesome. Like I know it's not
It
just
is.
coming back this year, but like the stuff coming back on vinyl
Yeah,
is super cool. It
That is
makes
very
me
cool.
really want to get like a record player and some really good speakers to
Yeah.
listen to that stuff because I bet it sounds awesome.
It does, and the cool thing is, I got that for my wife. I got her a player, and
Oh, really?
it was when Taylor Swift's last
yeah.
album came out.
Mhm.
I wanted to make sure she had like the good album with like all the lyrics and everything in it.
Oh, nice.
Because that's one thing I think is so cool about vinyls. I feel like there's a lot more you can do with it. And one thing that's cool about what I do is I get to make food for a lot of international touring bands and things. And I kind of got in the habit of collecting vinyl from them.
Really?
And just been sitting on my wall.
Awesome.
So now I can actually take that stuff down and listen to it. And man, one of the biggest things that I don't want to say I regret because it absolutely made somebody's life was I met this kid at a Taco Bell who was working there, and he was just super friendly, really nice, and he had a Day to Remember shirt on, and this was like shortly after I catered for these guys, and it was a super cool event, man. Like I walked into the green room, they were super friendly, and they saw I had LeBron shoes on. So they're like, "You a LeBron fan?" And I was like, "Absolutely." And they're like, "Well, he's about to play here in like 10 minutes. Like, do you want to watch with us?" So like, I got to sit in the
on
green
TV?
room with them, yeah,
Yeah.
and watch LeBron play. So I watched a game with A Day to Remember.
Nice.
You know what I mean? It's like, how crazy is that? So then later I'm on like the side of the stage. They're like giving us these beach balls, telling us to go on stage and throw them out in the crowd and everything. So I got to go do that. So I mean, it was just an incredible night. And then at the end of the night, they signed like our guest passes. They signed like we had T-shirts. They signed a big vinyl for me, and I was so amped. I have it hanging up on my wall and everything. Well, anyways, like I said, I met this kid, and he didn't seem like he had a lot or was doing a lot, but just the nicest attitude, man. Just super cool kid. And I was telling about my experience with The Day to Remember, and I mean, dude just lit up. Like I could tell it was like his favorite band.
Really?
And, like, dude said he would have died to have had that experience or whatever. So I got my food and I left, and I was sitting there thinking about it, like, man, am I going to do this? So I went home and I grabbed that album and I went back to Taco Bell and I said, hey, man, I feel like you would like this a lot more than it means to me or whatever.
Yeah.
So dude lost his mind. And
Oh, man, that's awesome.
It was the coolest thing, man. But even now I'm like, God, I wish I
Should
had
I
that
have
album.
done
But
that?
I mean, I still have my little, guest pass badge with all the, stuff.
Right.
So it's
That's awesome.
it's whatever. It was a great experience and it was cool. But man, it's nuts to see these guys, still doing huge things. And it's funny because now one of the songs they put out is called LeBron.
It
So
is.
it's cool to see that
They were thinking of you.
yeah, they're thinking of me still. But no, they're big LeBron fans, and I just think it's awesome, man. And it's cool to see them do that, and to have been listening to these guys for so long, and to get
Yeah.
to meet them and hang out. I don't know, just cool, man. Pretty wild.
That is cool. I really don't remember putting music on much when playing video games. I mean, so little backstory on us. We lived together when we were both like out of high school and college. We were roommates.
Mhm.
So we like if you remember LAN parties, anybody
Oh
like
man,
we had cables running
it
everywhere
was
in that house,
amazing.
the living room into both bedrooms. Like we had 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people over, just
Crazy.
gaming on 4 people per TV on Halo, just like our own little
Wrecking
world.
people with a sniper.
Yeah, like shotguns and the freaking hammer. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh, I love that hammer.
man, that was wild. The funnest thing about that though was his wife and I were not allowed to be on the same
No, because they're
team.
both freaking cracked at it.
We would just wreck people, and it was so bad. But man, we had a lot of good time playing Halo for sure.
Yeah, Halo was fun back then. But yeah, so much Doritos, so much Code Red Mountain Dew.
Do you do us a favor? Share the socials, the
Yeah,
posts, even just a like. You see
anything.
it flow by, just give it a like real quick.
Tell us
and
what you like. Put comments in there. Let us know what you like, what you don't like about what we're posting. This is here for you guys. So let us know what you want to see. We've got the Patreon set up, so you can go be a
Beans and Trav's pants, $5.96. $5.96. Beans and Trav's pants. We will do it. We will put it on here. I won't put the beans in his pants,
I
but
don't
he
even
will.
know how is that even like nobody's gonna see that. I'm not gonna put a
There-
camera on my pants.
I want to see the like just pouring.
Oh, just
holding your
pour it on
pants.
there.
Yeah.
Just pour it down.
Yep.
No,
And I will make sure it happens. I will flat out tell you that there are beans in his pants.
he's here to confirm it.
And also hit us up about the Final Boss stuff. If you want to
Yeah.
give it a shot, leave us a comment, shoot us a DM, let us know, and we will make sure you get a sample so you get to try it yourself.
Absolutely. Everywhere on socials at Cartridge and Quest. We'll have this up on Tuesday. So you guys will be able to listen and watch it on YouTube. There'll be clips throughout the week. So go out and share it. Let people know. Laugh with us, and have some fun.
Until next time.
Later.